Welcome to the Birchip Recreation Reserve. For the Paddock, the goals. This vodcast will be the first in what we believe will be a dynamic must-listen series. My name is Travis Fitzgibbon and I'm the Director of Community Development at Buloke Shire Council. This is taking me back to my roots of being an AFL broadcaster and breakfast radio host before I started at Buloke back in 2015. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the lands from which we are broadcasting and pay our respects to their elders, past and present, and to elders from other communities who might be either at the grounds across the North Central League today or indeed tuning in. This is indeed the first of 10 vodcasts for the Paddock the Goals Flood Recovery Series, brought to you by Buloke Shire Council in partnership with a large number of stakeholders, including AgVic, Birchip Cropping Group, Australia Red Cross, Vic SES, DECA and ERV, and we thank each of them for their support. This is the first of 2 live vodcasts, this one coming to you from Birchip today and another later in the North Central Football League season. Got a really unique situation here in Birchip today with 2 reigning premiers in senior football taking each other on. So Birchip Watcham, the premiers from the North Central Football League last year, are taking on Nullawil, who were the reigning champs of the Golden Rivers and making their first outing today in the North Central Footy League. So it's all about to happen on the George Cartwright Oval. Across at the netball court, you'll hear a bit of whistle action there through our mics across this vodcast. So a bit of background noise in what will be a wonderfully excited crowd here today. Weather might get a bit willing as well. So think of it a bit like a centre-half forward welcoming a boom centre-half back recruit to the league, or a star goal defence and goal attack renewing acquaintances. The aim of these vodcasts is to inform our community and incorporate diverse perspectives and interests. Our discussions aim to improve our understanding of the October 2022 flood event and document lessons learned and emphasise the role of local activities and organisations in promoting community connections. This supports our goal of encouraging creativity and comfortable engagement environments to build a better Buloke for preparedness and future emergencies. The podcast series bounces off the success of the Go to Them Paddock Run Flood Initiative delivered in December 2022. This has been nominated for a national award and we hope you have indeed put your vote in for that. In this case, the North Central Football League to participate or support hockey, netball and football captures a significant slice of our Buloke community. In fact, Vic Health research has shown that 2 years ago, Buloke had the highest participation in organised sport across Victoria and is consistently in the top 2 of LGAs for volunteerism as well. So it's highly likely that the North Central Football League has a slice of your attention year on year. Vodcasts can be more inclusive and accessible to those who may face barriers to accessing information, such as our vulnerable people, those with disabilities, or constraints that make attending events difficult. You can listen in from your car across the day at the footy, or if it's raining, just keeping dry. Or if you're not a footy fan, you can tune in from home, on the couch, wherever you are. So let's set it up. Much like the football being played today, we'll break today's The Paddock the Goals vodcast into 4 quarters and kick off a season and a first term with what you need. Committee members from the clubs involved and our star local scribe who sees it all and has likely seen it all. So let's bounce the ball. It's a very good and warm welcome to Shane O'Shea from the Buloke Times. Shane, you've been at the Buloke Times since 1979.
Well, actually, I've been at the Times since about 72, but I've been writing for the football since 78, 79. So I've been there for a while. I've seen a few generations go through, and each year, every season, it's just as exciting as the next. But this one, I think, in particular, is very exciting because we welcome a new member of the family in Nullawil.
Yeah.
I know how determined they were to join us, and it's just fantastic to have them on board. And walking around the Birchip Oval on my way here, just to see the smiling faces, some I've seen in other areas of my occupation. But it's just great to have the families, the whole community on board. And I think that's the strength of North Central. It's the whole community involvement that keeps us going.
And a nice segue into welcoming the Nullawil Club into the North Central League. And I'd like to introduce Wade Humphries, former president, current committee member, and a man who does a lot for the Nullawil community. Welcome, Wade.
Thanks very much.
And from the Birchip Watcham Football Club, their president, Brad Sharp. Welcome, Brad.
Thanks, Travis.
So, Shane, we might throw to you to really set this up for the North Central Footy League season. What are we expecting in season 2023? We might focus on the senior football, the netball and the hockey.
Righto. Football-wise, when you throw in Nullawil, a reigning premiership team with a proud history, and they'll be challenging the other 8 North Central clubs all the way. The pecking order is yet to be determined, and once we go through one complete round, I think we'll have a better idea. But today's outing between the 2 premiership sides is just outstanding in itself, and we wish both clubs all the very best. But I think our reigning premiership team, Birchip Watcham under Trevor Ryan's going to be hard to beat. They're the yardstick. They've recruited very well, and I think Sea Lake Nandali have also recruited well. They've got a couple of ex-AFL players on the list. Bort, I think, will be the big improver. They've also Shane Biggs, a member of the Western Bulldogs 2016 premiership side. Travis Baird, who played a bit of footy with the Brisbane Lions, is back playing with Charlton, wearing his father Bill Baird's famous number 18 jumper. So, and you go around, Sam Barnes is back going to have a run with Wedderburn. So I think that the whole league is going to be up and about, and it's because of our probably a lack of depth, that might be the deciding factor in a lot of ways. But I'm just looking forward to a very exciting year of very competitive football. The same on, say, the netball court. Wedderburn, they're obviously the yardstick as far as netball goes, but I think there might be a few new family members on the way, so a few of their ladies will be out of action for a while, but they're still going to be the team to beat. Nullawil's got a proud netball history too, so I think they're just going to slot into the mix well. Charlton is always pretty handy and bought on the netball court, so again, a very even competition there. And on the hockey field, Charlton ladies were the dominant force last year, and I think they'll set the pace again. Nullawil don't have hockey, but it's still going to be a very even and competitive season. And it's just great that a whole town can virtually pack up and head to another neighbouring town. The families don't have to divide themselves and go to a different town to play, and we're all in close proximity with our football, hockey and netball.
Yeah, it's a great point. This afternoon we've got, 4 communities really, haven't we, here in Birchip, with Watcham, Corac, Nullawil and Birchip all descending on the recreation reserve for a day at the sports. So I was reading in the Recorder this morning, with Nullawil joining the league, it closes the Calder corridor from Wedderburn to Nandali. Every town dotted along that highway is now the North Central Football League. Wade, Nullawil's a bit of a hidden gem in my opinion. Jimmy the dog on the silo, Orkmore out there at the Historical Society. So lots to see in Nullawil. But the main attraction is the recreation reserve where the club resides. Tremendous history. What do the North Central Football League get when they bring Nullawil into their fold?
Oh, well, there's no doubt about it. We're a proud club and a proud community. And, I'm not going to say we're going to come in here and turn the league upside down or anything like that. I'm not going to say that, but, we'll be trying anyway. There's no doubt about that. We mightn't win today, but as long as we give a good showing, is all we're trying to do.
What's the mood around the club? It's a different year, moving leagues. First time that you've been away from the Golden Rivers League, and was it 26 years since the Tyrrell League prior? What's the mood around the club as you test yourselves against another group of combatants?
Yeah, well, just the mood around the club. Everyone's excited. There's 43 on the track Thursday night. We're only a town of 60 people, so I mean, people are making the effort, and you're only going to have a look at the crowd today. The weather's pretty ordinary outside, but if it was a nice sunny day, there'd be a lot more people. But there is a big crowd here and good following from Nully, so yeah, I'm pretty pleased to see how many people are here. Really, it's good.
What's the importance of a club in a time of strain? The flood event, the impacts on the roads around Nullawil, the town itself wasn't subject to inundation or anything like that as Tyrrell Creek passed by to the east of the town. But what's the importance of a club in a time like this?
Oh, yeah, footy club and tennis club and cricket and netball is everything to us all. As I was saying earlier, she's one in, all in. We're a small community, and if your heart and soul is not in it, you have nothing. But, there's a lot of bigger towns that have amalgamated and that around us. As I say, we're only a town of 60, and we're still on our own for that one reason, because everyone's invested, everyone's fair income, and, I guess we play to win. It's as simple as that.
It's a good motto. I read another good motto today, which you might not like because it's the opposing side. But in the recorder, I note in the notes for the Birchip Watch'em Club, the slogan "Together we charge." Brad, is that new or is that a mantra that the club's held for a while?
It's a mantra that Coach Trevor Ryan bought when he started coaching us. We had to have something to believe in, something to focus, and that's what Trevor come up with, and we've stuck by it. And will be forever, I'd say now.
Well, it led you to breaking that drought last year with the Senior Football Premiership. What are the hopes of the club this year in footy and netball?
We definitely lost a few from last year. We've gone out and tried to recruit like for like in a sense. We've done a pretty good job, I feel, but the way the league is, every team's improved. Obviously, the newcomers in Nullawil coming in, they'll be a force to be reckoned with as well. I think the first time in probably 8 to 10 years, it's going to be a very even competition. There's probably been 2, maybe 3 standout sides through COVID, and we'd actually played off in 3 losing grand finals. In 21, got 9 games in. I think we may have been on top of the ladder. We were quite confident, had the rug pulled from underneath us.
Yep.
And then to come out last year and actually take it out, it was a lot of hours and a lot of hard work went into that premiership.
What does that do to a club when COVID-19 ended that season and this, you come up here on a Thursday night and have a meal as a community when, due to circumstances you can't control, how hard is that on a town like Birchip and by extension Watch'em and Corac? How hard is that on the communities?
It was devastating. We actually had some recruits commit and move here. COVID reared its ugly head again, and half of them couldn't go home. They were stuck in Birchip. And to be sitting where we were, yeah, as I said, it was just devastating, and very happy with our win last year. So
the drought flood sequence that's affected Buloke Shire since the millennial drought, really, and Birchip had an extraordinary circumstance in 2018 with a flash flood event as well when a huge downfall fell in December. Times of strain, times of hardship, how important is your club to your communities when everyone's got to pull together?
The local leisure centre up here, especially through the winter, is a real hub for all the local families. I think it seats around 250. It's a magnificent building, but we're very proud of them, and the locals are rapt to have somewhere where we can all meet and concentrate on our sporting abilities, improving and trying to get the best out of ourselves.
It's probably not the greatest idea in the world sometimes to give the journo the last word, but Shane, what do you see around the Traps in camaraderie? Like you said, you've been working in these communities at the Buloke Times for 51 years. What do you see when you look amongst the football leagues and the cricket leagues and the tennis leagues and all the sporting interactions that happen across your patch? What do you see when you're covering the games and working your way around?
An incredible amount of unity. The competition is red hot. Like everyone wants to be a winner or wants to win. Not everyone can, but the way clubs accept the wins and accept defeats, it speaks volumes for the people that make up our communities. You were talking to Brad before about the importance of a club. It just provides that focus that everyone needs. You need to belong to something. You need to be able to contribute to something to make it feel like you're making a worthwhile contribution. And sporting clubs, they teach our kids how to be part of a team environment. As you get older, you can aim to improve yourself. And I just think without our sporting clubs as communities, we wouldn't have anything left. We used to have dances back in my day. You could go out, but it's the whole social side of things and also the competitive side of things that our sporting clubs provide. And during COVID, when we lost that, you just felt lost. You didn't know where to go. You didn't have anyone you really could talk to. But come to the football, you can chinwag with someone for 10 minutes. You might see you haven't seen for 12 months from Bort or wherever, but you can catch up and it just gives you a whole new lease of life.
Now, obviously, the recorder's produced weekly and has all the results and everything in it, but Wade and Brad, how important is to have coverage like the work that Shane and Robin and the team at the Buloke Times do for your clubs to raise a profile and to raise interest in your clubs, in your communities?
Go away.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt about it. It's important, and just for even the people like older people that have moved away, I've got relations and that in Bendigo and that sort of stuff, and they get the paper and keep they can keep track of their grandkids or relations or family, friends, and that sort of thing. It spreads a long way, and it's very important in my opinion. That's for sure.
Right?
Yeah. First thing Tuesday morning, we'll be all in to get the paper to read the football report. So how many goals everyone kicked. Shane and their team do a fantastic job, and to cover 3 codes is unbelievable. And as Wade says, I know 50 people that the paper gets sent to every week just so they can keep in touch with the local North Central football, netball and hockey clubs.
Yeah, if you are viewing the vodcast today outside the area as well, the Buloke Times have got a fantastic online presence as well. So Shane, jump on and get that subscription.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. All right, I reckon we've started pretty well here in the first quarter of the Paddock, the goals. Maybe not quite Adelaide v Carlton, but a pretty good start nevertheless. Thank you, Shane. Thank you, Brad. And thank you, Wade. Best of luck to each of you on the 2023 season.
And good luck and welcome to Nullawil, and good luck to the defending champions, Birchip Watcham. Should be a fantastic season.
Thanks, Shane.
Thanks very much.
Travis.